In this session, I will explain you guys about the mode digit. In the previous session, I explained you guys how an instruction will go through the phases fetch, decode, and execute. Now in this, I'm going to involve the mode digit. In the previous video, we did not get into the details of the mode digit. Rather, we just discussed about how the opcode is going to be constructed and how the address of the operand is going to be present in the instruction, from which how the operand is going to be collected, and finally how the instruction is going to be executed. Okay, and now let me involve the mode digit here. Okay. The mode digit, as I told you, this mode digit is just 1 bit. Totally, the instruction is equal to 16. For that, address of the operand will take 12 digits because one address in the main memory is equal to 12 digits. And then opcode is equal to 3 digits. By using 3 digits, I can have 8 opcodes that can be constructed in the system. When it comes to the mode digit, I have only one mode digit, one mode bit. By using one mode bit, I can have two modes. That is, when the mode digit is equal to 0, I do have one mode. When mode digit is equal to 1, I do have another mode. Okay, just try to understand what is 0 in the mode digit and what is 1 in the mode digit. When the mode digit is equal to 0 or a 1, whatever, this mode digit will talk about how the address of the operand is getting specified in this field. Okay, if the mode digit is equal to 0, the address part of the instruction, this is the address part of the instruction, right? This address part of the instruction is going to specify a direct address. Okay, and when mode digit is equal to 1, this address part of the instruction, which specifies the address of the operand, is nothing but an indirect address. What is the direct address and what is indirect address? In the previous slide, in the previous session, we discussed about a direct addressing. Okay, let us consider that. I do have 0 here. If it is 0, this is the mode digit, right? If this is 0, the address part of the instruction, which specifies the address of the operand, is a direct address. That is, it's a direct address. Go directly to that main memory address location, in which whatever the value, that is nothing but the operand. Okay, but in the indirect addressing mode, we do have 1 in the mode digit. If the mode digit is equal to 1, then that means that this is the indirect addressing mode. The address part of the instruction is going to specify an indirect address of the operand right now. What is an indirect address? This address will give you one address under which there is one more address. Okay, this is not a direct address. This is an indirect address. An address in which there is another address. In this address, the operand is available. Okay, so hence this is an indirect address. If the mode digit is equal to 0, this is the direct address. And going to the 450, you're going to collect the operand. But when it is indirect addressing mode, that is 1, this address part of the instruction is going to specify an indirect address, an address in which there is another address. In this address, there is the operand. That means that in the direct addressing mode, 1050 was the operand because it's a direct address. In the indirect addressing mode, this 1050, which is available in 450, is no more an operand, rather it is one more address. Okay, so in the indirect addressing mode, 750 is the operand. In the direct addressing mode, 1050 is the operand. Okay, how this is going to how this is going to be represented in the instruction execution, let us have a look at. We discuss about indirect addressing mode, instruction execution. Anyhow, you know that program counter holds the address part of the next instruction. When the current instruction gets finished, we need to fetch the next instruction. For that reason, program counter value should be transferred to the address register, because address register is the only register can communicate with the main memory using the addresses. This address will be located in the main memory. Okay, so program counter value should be transferred to the address register. The moment address register is loaded with a new address, immediately it will get located in the main memory, under which the available content, which is an instruction, will get transferred to the instruction register. Okay, now next thing is, the moment instruction register is loaded with an instruction, okay, the next thing that we need to do is fetching the operand. Instruction has been fetched. Now we need to fetch the operand. How the operand is available? The operand is available within the instruction by means of an address. We don't have the direct operand. Rather, we do have only the address part of an operand. Since it is an address part, this address part should be sent back to the address register again. Because, sorry, this address part should be transferred back to the address register again. Because address register can only locate the addresses within the main memory. So every time when a register receives an address, it should transfer it back to the address register for accessing the contents under the address. Now the address register holds the address of an operand. Okay, as the address of the operand is held by the address register, this will get located in the main memory. Under 450, the contents will get transferred to the data register. Okay, now till here, direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode has no difference. In the direct addressing mode, 1050 will be the operand, and accumulator, contents of the accumulator will be added to the contents of the data register. Since 1050 is the operand, but we are using indirect addressing mode, right? In the indirect addressing mode, 1050 cannot be an operand at all. This 1050 now, it is one more address. This 450 is specifying one address. This address part of the instruction is specifying one address, under which there is one more address. Now this 1050 is available in the data register for a while. Still, it is not the operand. It is an address, as you people know. As it is an address, again this address must be transferred back to the address register. Okay, now under the address, now as address register gets the address, again it will get located in the main memory, under which there is the actual operand. That operand will get transferred to the data register. Now this is the actual operand, right? So finally, the accumulator contents will be added to the 750. This is how the indirect addressing mode operations are going to be performed. Okay, so this I can write it as, okay, in the direct addressing mode, I will write it here. In the direct addressing mode, accumulator is equal to accumulator plus m of the accumulator plus 1 minute m of 450. Accumulator plus m of 450. What is accumulator? Whatever the contents of the accumulator will get added to m of 450. Memory of 450, because it's a direct address. Go to 450, get the contents. M of 450 is equal to memory of 450 is equal to 1050, will get added to accumulator. Okay, but indirect address, accumulator is equal to accumulator plus m of, again m of, again m of 450. That is, m of 450 is 1050. M of 1050 is 750. So accumulator is equal to accumulator plus 750. So this is what all about indirect addressing mode. Okay. So we discussed about fetch operation. But in the fetch operation, contents of the instruction will get transferred to the instruction register. The moment fetch operation is finished, we are going to decode the instruction. The opcode part must be decoded. This decode operation will be clearly explained in one more session. Now we were discussing about how to fetch the operand. As it is either a direct address or an indirect address, somehow we need to get the operand. In the direct addressing mode, memory will be accessed once to get the contents. In the indirect addressing mode, memory will be accessed twice for accessing for accessing the address part of the instruction once, and for accessing the actual operand's address for one more time. So direct addressing, in the direct addressing mode, memory will be accessed once. In the indirect addressing mode, memory will be accessed twice for accessing the operand. This is all about direct addressing mode and indirect addressing mode.